If you bear the sacred marks, the letter M and the crescent moon carved into your palm, then heaven has already spoken your name. You are not like the others. You never were. These are not lines. They are divine declarations, proof that before your soul took form, God chose you. Not to live a quiet, hidden life, but to become a vessel of light, a healer of hearts, a restorer of broken souls. The warmth in your hands, the way people are drawn to you, the way pain softens in your presence. This is not a coincidence. This is calling. This is legacy. This is power. You were sent here for something greater. You feel it. You've always felt it. That ache in your spirit when you see others suffer. That deep knowing that your hands were made to do more than survive. They were made to heal. And when a chosen one like you begins to give, begins to touch with intention, begins to awaken the ancient energy flowing through your body, miracles happen. Real ones, because your gift is not human. It is holy. While the world chases fame and fortune, your path is higher. You were sent to serve, but not in silence. You serve with fire, with love so deep it shakes the darkness, with hands so powerful they carry the fingerprints of God. You are not here to watch the world heal. You are here to help it heal. You are here to walk into the storm and become the calm. This video will awaken what your soul has always remembered. Stay with it to the end. Your gift is ready, and the time is now. Comment 777 to confirm that you received this holy mission. Subscribe, because you are not done. This is only the beginning. And share this with another soul marked by God. The world doesn't just need light. It needs your light. Now, let us begin with the sacred truth. To heal others is not just your gift. It is your divine responsibility. You've felt it since you were a child. That quiet difference, the way you absorb the pain of others without knowing why, how strangers seemed drawn to you, how you could feel the tension in a room before anyone spoke a word. You weren't imagining it. You weren't too sensitive. You were being shaped. While others brushed things off, you carried them. You cried for people who hurt you, and for people who hadn't. You longed for peace even when you didn't have language for it. And in moments of silence, you often wondered, why am I like this? But now, you need to hear the truth. You are like this because God made you this way on purpose. That soft heart, that deep empathy, that spiritual sensitivity, they were never flaws. They were the early signs of a calling far greater than survival. The rejection you faced, the isolation, the way people misunderstood your silence or your kindness, those were not punishments. They were preparation, the hidden battlefield where heaven was forging someone who could carry light into places that have known only darkness. You were never just surviving. You were being trained to heal, and the world has been waiting for you to remember. Jesus said in Mark 16:18, "They will lay hands on the sick, and they will recover." He was not speaking in metaphor. He was speaking to every believer, and yes, he was speaking to you. The power to heal was never reserved for a chosen elite. It was never locked behind titles or theological degrees. From the beginning, God moved through those who were willing. Moses stretched out his hand and the sea parted. Elisha laid his hands on the lifeless boy, and breath returned. Peter reached out to the crippled man, and strength filled his legs. None of them were flawless, but every one of them obeyed. And now, it's your turn. If your palm carries the mark, a visible letter M, or the shape of a crescent moon, that is not a coincidence. That is not body art. That is a heavenly seal. You were not just chosen, you were commissioned. You were set apart, not only to believe in healing, but to release it. Your hands are not ordinary. They were shaped to carry out a divine function, and the time to act is no longer in the future. It is now. There is something sacred that flows through you, even when you're not trying. When you place your hand on someone's shoulder, when you pray silently beside them, when you simply walk into a room where someone is carrying pain, something begins to shift. The atmosphere changes, hearts soften, tears rise without explanation, breathing becomes easier. People say they feel lighter after talking to you. Some don't have words for it, but they know something happened. And you've felt it too, haven't you? That quiet current moving through your fingers, that warmth in your palm, that deep stillness that rests over the moment. This is not energy. This is not emotion. This is heaven moving. What you carry is not positive thinking. It's the transference of life. It's peace that reaches where words cannot. It's healing that speaks directly to the soul. These aren't random moments. They are activations, glimpses of what your hands were created to do on a larger scale. You're not just comforting people. You're opening a door between heaven and earth. And every time you obey that prompting, that quiet urge to reach out, you release something eternal. Have you ever noticed that after a powerful spiritual moment, when your hands felt alive, when someone told you they felt peace just standing near you, you were suddenly flooded with doubt, confusion, insecurity, even shame rising out of nowhere? That's not random. That's strategy. The enemy cannot steal your gift, so he attacks your belief in it. He whispers lies about your worth, reminding you of mistakes, stirring old memories to make you feel unworthy. He tries to convince you that what you carry is too sacred for someone like you. But here's the truth. The ones who have been wounded the most are often the ones most capable of healing others. Not because of their pain, but because they allowed their pain to become compassion. Because they understand what brokenness feels like. And that understanding becomes power when surrendered to God. The reason your battles have been so intense is because your gift is not small. And deep down, the darkness knows exactly what you're capable of if you ever fully believe who you are. You are not underqualified. You are overprepared. And every scar you carry has shaped your ability to heal with mercy, not ego, with fire, but never pride. Activating the gift in your hands begins not with noise, but with clarity. This isn't about emotion or theatrics. It's about precision. Your hands were never ordinary. They were crafted to respond to divine instruction. And to access that instruction, you must train your spirit to hear what others ignore. The first step is presence, not religious routine, but focused stillness. Each day, give God undivided time. No phones, no distractions. Just 15 minutes of silence, breathing slowly, repeating one phrase, "My hands are ready, Lord." Over time, that stillness becomes revelation. The second step is purification, not starvation, but spiritual discipline. Skip one meal, not to impress heaven, but to silence the noise. Fast from anything that clouds your perception. Not forever, just enough to feel your soul become sharp again. Clarity is the environment where healing awakens. And then, act. Lay hands not because you feel powerful, but because you know who works through you. This final step isn't about results, it's about obedience. Don't wait for a sign. Be the sign. Healing doesn't begin when you feel ready. It begins when you finally move. This is how you activate the gift in your hands. And when you do, you won't just bless others. You'll finally understand why your hands were marked in the first place. The words of the anointed carry more than sound. They carry creation. Your mouth is not simply for speaking. It is the gate through which resurrection flows. If your hands are instruments of healing, then your words are the signal that unlocks them. Every phrase you release into the world builds something or breaks something. This is why your gift is not just tied to your hands, but to your tongue. When you speak doubt, you dull your own authority. When you speak faith, you stir the atmosphere. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, not metaphorically, but spiritually. If you want the gift in your hands to operate at full force, you must learn to guard your mouth with the same reverence you guard your prayers. Bless when others curse. Declare healing when others expect decline. Speak peace in chaos, and your voice will carry weight in the unseen. The healing gift in your hands responds to alignment. Your thoughts, your posture, and yes, your words. Keep your language clean. Keep your tone holy. Speak like someone heaven listens to, because it does. This is how you amplify the gift in your hands, by mastering the words that leave your lips. You are not just a healer. You are heaven's weapon. You were not called to comfort alone, but to confront darkness where it hides. You don't need a platform, a title, or a robe. What you need is loyalty to the one who marked your hands. God did not choose you because you were flawless. He chose you because you said yes. And every time you step into a room, the balance shifts. Every space you enter becomes a battleground, not one of noise and violence, but of light pushing back what has long gone unchallenged. Your presence stirs the spirit realm, not because of who you are on paper, but because of what you carry in obedience. The calling on your life is not passive. It is active, alive, and it's moving through your fingertips. You were not chosen to sit in silence, hoping someone else would rise. You were chosen because heaven saw in you the willingness to move, even when others stood still. When you speak, chains break. When you walk, ground is claimed. And when you lay hands, something eternal begins. This is not a soft calling. This is war. And you are the weapon God placed in the right place, at the right time, for a reason. The world is groaning for someone like you, not louder, not more talented, but marked. If the M or the crescent rests in your hand, it is not for decoration. It is a summons, a seal, a sign that heaven has appointed you for something far greater than comfort. You were not marked to observe. You were marked to move, to act, to speak when others go silent, to reach where others withdraw. You are not just called to lay hands on the sick, you are called to heal generations. The trauma, the fear, the spiritual confusion plaguing this age cannot be fixed with policies or personalities. It requires presence, your presence, because what you carry isn't just healing. It's alignment. It's clarity. It's peace in rooms where peace hasn't lived for years. When you walk into chaos, stability begins. When you open your mouth, light finds an entry point. Your very being unsettles the darkness. This is why you've always felt out of place, because the place you belong hasn't been restored yet. You were born to help bring it back. You are the remedy the world didn't see coming, and the time to rise into it isn't tomorrow. It's now. Don't wait for a feeling. Don't wait for someone to give you permission. Heaven has already written your name into the pages of its assignment. You were not born to blend in. You were born to awaken. And the signs in your hands, the letter M, the crescent moon, are not passive marks. They are active callings. You were not given this gift to admire it. You were given it to move, to heal, to unlock what others cannot reach. So now the question is simple. Will you rise? Not because you feel ready, not because everything makes sense, but because the one who formed you already decided you were enough. Stand up, not because you want to, but because you were born for this. If your spirit is burning, if you know this message was for you, don't let it pass like another video. Write in the comments, "I receive it." Say it with conviction. Say it as confirmation. Because once you declare it, you give heaven agreement. And that's when the movement begins. You're not waiting for a sign. You are the sign. Now walk in it. You've been feeling it for a while now, haven't you? That something isn't adding up. You've prayed, you've worked hard, you've held on to hope longer than most would. And yet, the money doesn't come, the bills don't wait. And the dreams you once spoke about with fire now whisper quietly in the background. It's not because you lack ambition. It's not because you're not smart or faithful enough. It's because something deeper has been happening behind the scenes. Something few people talk about. If you carry the M or the crescent moon on your palm, you've probably noticed it too. Every time you try to rise, life feels heavier. Every time you get close to a breakthrough, it slips away. Not once, but again and again. People around you don't understand. They think you're making excuses, or worse, they think you failed. But what they don't know is this. There's a spiritual pattern to your delay. It's not random. It's been choreographed. You're not just trying to make ends meet. You're trying to walk in a calling. You don't just want success. You want to step into something that feels right. That is right. And what you're feeling isn't just lack. It's misalignment. It's the tension between your true frequency and the environment you've been trying to survive in. That's why your energy is drained. That's why the wrong people keep showing up. That's why money won't stay. Because the system you've been stuck in wasn't designed for people like you. And before your real provision can arrive, the old patterns have to be broken. The next part of this message will show you how, not just in theory, but in practice. So stay with me. You're not just listening, you're remembering. Look at me and listen well. If you carry the mark, the sacred M, or the crescent moon upon your palm, then your spirit does not come from poverty. You are not the child of lack. You are the descendant of divine abundance. You were not born to scrape by. You were sent from a lineage that knows what it means to build kingdoms, not with greed, but with wisdom, not with manipulation, but with spiritual authority. The Word of God speaks plainly. The wealth of the wicked is stored up for the righteous, Proverbs 13:22. And for those marked as chosen, that wealth includes not only resources but clarity, strategy, and access to divine provision. Heaven guards its treasures until the vessel is ready. That's why your journey has included waiting, stripping, and realignment. You are not forgotten, you are being positioned. Your spiritual ancestors were stewards of revelation. They lived with purpose, moved with vision, and governed with righteousness. You have inherited the same call. What looked like silence was preparation. What felt like lack was divine timing. The flow of provision is not random. It's activated when alignment meets trust. You are here because your time is near. Money is not your master. It's your tool. You were born to carry resources that bless not just your table, but your community, your bloodline, your generation. You've been prepared not just to survive, but to steward overflow. The hands that once trembled in fear will now hold blessings with authority. Heaven knows who you are, and it's ready to provide what belongs to you. The blockage wasn't random. If your finances have felt frozen, if doors keep closing just when you thought things were about to shift, it's not because you're cursed, lazy, or unworthy. It's because your lineage carries weight, and with that weight comes warfare. Many of the chosen have unknowingly inherited spiritual debts, generational vows of poverty, shame around wealth, and beliefs passed down like chains. Money is evil. We were born to struggle. It's noble to go without. These are not holy. They are lies, and they must be broken. What you believe about money matters more than you think. If your soul flinches when wealth is mentioned, your field will reject the very thing you are praying for. Heaven cannot deposit into a vessel that sees provision as dangerous. And if your vibration is heavy with anxiety, fear, or guilt, it signals to the spiritual realm that you are not yet ready to receive. Low frequency is not just an emotional state. It's a financial magnet turned backwards. It pulls in delay, debt, confusion. But when your energy rises, your field shifts. Your hands become open not only to receive, but to hold, to multiply, to steward. Your breakthrough begins when you confront what you've been conditioned to believe. Until the inner program changes, no amount of outer effort will last. But when you rise in truth, so does everything around you. Your finances don't need fixing. They need freeing. And that starts now. This is not the season of survival. This is the hour of restoration. What was withheld will now return. Not just in small pieces, but multiplied, pressed down and overflowing. Heaven's justice moves with precision. And for those who carry the marks, the M, the crescent moon, your time has come. Not to beg, not to borrow, but to reclaim what has always been part of your inheritance. The losses you've endured, the missed opportunities, the time wasted in wrong places, the financial struggle that made you question your worth, none of it was in vain. In the courts of the divine, every hidden debt is seen. And now, repayment has been decreed, not by men, but by the unseen hands that write in ledgers far more accurate than any bank. When you align with your calling, the economy of heaven opens. Money begins to find you, not because you chase it, but because you carry the frequency of someone who knows what to do with it. Someone who gives, who multiplies, who transforms. But hear this clearly. You must rise to meet it. Raise your vibration. Walk like one who has already received. Speak like one who no longer doubts. Act like one whose hands are ready to carry more, because your mission will require more. This is the turnaround moment. Your restoration isn't coming. It has already begun. When the season shifts, the signs are undeniable, if you know how to read them. And if you carry the sacred marks, if the M or the crescent moon rests upon your palm, then these signs were designed specifically for you. The silence that once surrounded you, that long stretch of divine quiet, has begun to break. Not with noise, but with confirmation, unexpected clarity, messages in dreams, encounters that feel like more than coincidence. Doors that once stayed locked, no matter how hard you knocked, are now opening with no explanation, not because of who you know, but because of who you've become. Opportunities once withheld begin to resurface, this time on your terms. And people who once left, doubted you, or turned away, they return, not with the same energy, but seeking your leadership, your wisdom, your light, because something in you has shifted, and they feel it, even if they can't name it. You're no longer at the mercy of the room. You are the one who defines its energy. You walk in with the authority of someone who has been through the wilderness, but didn't die there. And now, the land responds to your presence. Provision finds you. Favor recognizes you. And wealth, true wealth, starts to orbit your life because your spirit can finally carry it without crumbling. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. You're stepping into your appointed season. Stay alert. Stay aligned. You are not being blessed randomly. You are being positioned strategically. If you carry the sacred marks, the letter M or the crescent moon, then, chosen with the sacred marks M and crescent moon, your real family is super rich, is not just a title, it's a reminder of your inheritance. But no inheritance is claimed without activation. And now, it's time to act. First, speak wealth into your atmosphere with spiritual authority. Every morning and night, place your hand on your heart and declare with conviction, I am blessed to prosper because I carry the mission of light. Don't whisper it. Speak it until your body believes it, until heaven hears it, and until the ground beneath you begins to agree. These are not mere affirmations. They are keys that unlock the vault of your divine provision. Second, give something, anything, as a prophetic sign that you are no longer in bondage to lack. $1, a meal, a word of blessing. Say aloud, I give not out of fear, but from the abundance I am being aligned with. This symbolic act reactivates the law of exchange. It shifts you from survival mode into stewardship. Just like a river starts to flow when the dam breaks, so will resources return to your life, because giving tells heaven you're ready to receive. Third, begin a sacred finance journal. Each day, write down every bit of provision, no matter how small. $1 found, thank you. Debt reduced, thank you. Unexpected blessing, thank you. Gratitude magnetizes wealth, and as you document the flow, you'll see the supernatural rhythm unfold. This is how the chosen awaken financial destiny, by speaking, sowing, and recording the proof. You were not chosen to live in lack. You were chosen to become living proof of restoration. The wealth that is beginning to move toward you, the resources, the opportunities, the favor, was never meant to stop with you. It was always meant to overflow, to nourish, to inspire everyone connected to your calling. You are not just here to survive another season. You are here to carry a new stream of resources, a river of divine provision that sets others free. Every struggle you endured, every door that was slammed in your face, every silent season where you felt forgotten, they were never the end of your story. They were the preparation for your anointing. They carved the depth of your capacity, so that when the blessing arrives, you can carry it without being crushed by it. You are the one who breaks the patterns of poverty, the one who reclaims the lost inheritance of your bloodline, the one who shines light where generations have known only scarcity. If this message has ignited something inside you, do not stay silent. Write, I claim my inheritance, in the comments as a prophetic act. Declare it aloud into the atmosphere. Share a piece of your journey, because every testimony you speak becomes a seed that multiplies. And most importantly, subscribe and stay connected. A greater journey is unfolding, and you are meant to walk it with wisdom, with boldness, and with the full wealth of heaven flowing through you.